Hello, good morning, evening, or afternoon, whenever this finds you. I just wanted to do a pull on the full moon with the full moon's energy and see what she has to say. It is the full moon of the wolf, and we've got this little full moon right here. Got some wolves up to it. It's a nice little poncho I got. So, gonna see here what we have. We've got growth. Very nice. Anything else? Then we have burden. And I see the two leaves. Movement into balance. Very pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to pull from this oracle. It's the Soul's Journey Oracle. Treasure of abundance. Rise higher and reach for your spirit. Focus your vision. Be vigilant with your attention. And resolve the conflict. Pay deeper attention to differing opinions. Okay. Rise higher and reach for your spirit. So this is giving me, we need to see where there are times in which we could choose growth, and there are times where we can choose old patterns, old cycles, just repeated times of unnecessary burden that sometimes we as human beings can unintentionally put onto ourselves, right? Whether we take up extra responsibility that is not ours, whether we keep following a life that we truly don't want to live in hopes someone validates, loves, or respects us one day, or sees us. Things along those natures. But instead, seeing that when we truly tap in and attune to what we want, what feels good to the soul, what feels good in like a nurturing way, right? Not like this egoic want where it's like, I need and need and need and need and need. No. Because at that point, you don't really need it, you just want it. Growth, burden, focus your vision. Yeah, there's something coming through about overburdening yourself. Maybe this is like people-pleasing tendencies where you feel the need to carry. It's almost even like carry the weight of the world, because in here, she is actually holding up the world. And it's not to say that you can't try to help and solve problems around you. It's just know your limits, know what it is you can solve, and know what it is you can't solve, right? Because you do have some burdens you can word this? Carry, that you're meant to carry because you're meant to transmute and turn into power or energy or lessons or just something of sustenance for you in your life. But there are other things you're carrying that don't have that effect. The only effect they have is stressing you out, slowing you down, because they're not your burdens. You're overburdening yourself. You've got to find this balance for your own sake of growth. Okay, let me see if I can get some cards on this. Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. I'll show you actually. I like that one's very cute. Here. Oh, that's the Three of Pentacles in this deck. Three of Pentacles. So this is definitely about career. Is that the King of Pentacles? Okay. You only get 3 cards and they're all Pentacles. So, Six of Cups on the back though. So this is giving me this energy of I like this though. This is so good because all these little tarot cards they're actually really beautiful and they're very telling to what I was saying. Um, for your own abundance, for your own success in this world, whatever success means to you, right? Because it's not always being super duper rich and balling out. That can literally mean, hey, I get to travel, or hey, me and my family get to eat. Hell yeah, you know, that, you don't have to limit yourself to that, of course, but you know what I'm saying? Just like simple, small riches and treasures that absolutely need to be seen and valued. There's a little piece of candle over here. Excuse my problems with attention. But yeah, whatever these riches or successes are for you, that's what you're really being asked to focus on right now. Because this is where your growth lies. This is where your abundance lies. And I think what was also coming through about the overburdening is you may tend to take up other people's problems. It's giving like when there's a group project, you're the kind of person in the group project that if nobody wants to participate, will do the whole thing. Because we want the good grade, right? You'll solve it all, and you may or may not tell the teacher that you did it all by yourself, you know, that may or may not be your kind of vibe, but you'll still get it done. Like, you'll put in the hard work, you'll put in that elbow grease, whatever that phrase was. Just really putting in like hard effort. I just heard putting your soul into your work, which is why when you work, it's almost like a spiritual sense, like just because of the fact that you put your soul into your work, you put your soul into the things you do on a day-to-day basis. You kind of want that respect back in an energetic sense, which may not be easily seen around you or like easily found in your immediate area, but I think that's part of the challenge is for you to spread your wings and really look in places you may not have thought to look before. Just new spaces and places that maybe you once thought weren't the right direction or something along those lines. It's just giving like a whole entire newness to it. And maybe this is part of a cycle you're breaking out of, carrying others' slack. Because I'm hearing like grunt work in my head, so like kind of being like the intern that does all the work for no money, barely any recognition, you know, kind of taking the hits. But it's like that's no longer the energy you desire to stand in. Like you want to shine, right? You got this little candle here. Like you want your light to shine. You know your talents and you want to be seen and respected for them. And we got the full moon here too, so like that's kind of like standing out in your fullest moment, your brightest moment. You want to be seen entirely as a whole, but that does require you to stand in the energy to be seen, right? Like if you're not being respected, obviously not like getting extremely worked up and needing to be super defensive, but very calmly but firmly going, I will be respected, and if I am not respected, I will go be respected. Because we're getting to a day and age where that is a thing we can do, even if it's rough and harder, because going against the flow of what normal life is. Just breaking out of that structure at first can be a bit jarring because you're going against the mass grain, right? It's like when you are on a hiking trail and you're walking the main hiking trail. It's pretty, it's nice. All the brush has been like cut to the side. So it's fairly simple, like you kind of just have a direction and you go it. But then when you listen to yourself and your own intuition, you veer off track to where you feel called, where you're guided. Maybe you hear like a stream or something off in the distance and you want to go find it. Or you see an animal and you want to follow it. Whatever it is, when you get off that path, suddenly the brush is hitting you. Suddenly you're getting caught up in these weeds, this long grass, maybe tripping over roots. All kinds of stuff you can run into the second you walk off the beaten path. So, just be prepared for that, but don't let it deter you, right? Because we have resolved the conflict. Don't let it deter you. Continue persevering. Because what you're doing is living a life truly meant for you. Because we're talking about overburdening ourselves. So what we're doing is learning to take on our true right responsibilities in whatever this is we're talking about, so that we can find our true abundance because we know our talents and we deserve to be respected for them. Despite what anyone else thinks in this world, we deserve to be respected for the skills and talents we have and bring forth and present in this world. Well, like, I always think when it comes to ants, because a lot of people overlook them because they're so small and they seem so insignificant, but they play a humongous role in the ecosystem. They're also small but mighty, right? Like if we had ants our size, honestly, count me out. Because that would kind of freak me out just a little bit, just a wee bit. Because they're extremely strong. They can carry things 10 times their weight. Like, they are not the ones to be fucked with, but they're so overlooked. Like, I literally remember getting into a fight with a man about the relevance and significance of ants. People just aren't aware. And it's like that's kind of the energy you bring. You're small, but you're mighty. You're small, but you pack a punch. Right? Because there's also fire ants. And nobody likes to get stung by fire ants. That's why we don't mess with them. And they get that respect. But it's when you focus your vision on what it is you want out of life, and you really, I want to say value yourself, because the King of Pentacles ain't playing no games. He knows his worth. He knows what he's able to do. He knows his limits, right? Because when we're self-aware, we know our strengths and our strengths and our weaknesses. Because we're not bullies. We are fully self-aware. And he don't play. Like, he's very stubborn. He's very grounded. He's like, okay, you don't want what I got to have? You don't want what I got to offer? My fault. Then find your services elsewhere. No hate, no shade, no anger. Respect. Okay. I will be found when I am needed, when I am sought for. You know, that kind of energy of faith as well. Because when you have faith, that's when your abundance comes in. Because it's like you don't need to see it right then and there. You just know as you walk forward with this steady footing, you got it in the bag, is what I just heard. 3, 8, and then King. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is truly cool. I'm trying to see if I get any other messages here. I do think whatever this abundance is in career, because this is very career based with all this pentacle, very physical. I may not say just career, but in engaging in community. How about that? In the physical realm. It does seem like there is some kind of collaboration that I do see, or there's going to be a future collaboration, or many future collaborations. It's also what I just heard. So that's why it's very important for you right now to be learning this lesson of what is and is not your responsibility, what is and is not your burden to carry, especially when it comes to team and teamwork. Like, when it comes to your skill, you know what you can do and what you need to do, so you do that, and you don't pick up everyone's slack unless you're willing to help or have the time, right? You know how to be involved in a group without overstepping, without being taken advantage of, but with also out slacking, right? Relying on other people too much. Though I don't feel I need to say that to this collective. Too crazy. Hey, sweet girl. Yeah. The more you stand in this energy and just keep focused on, one, your healing, because I do think that's what this is coming from. Just a lot of self-love. And as you start stepping forward in your life, hello. And you discipline yourself to this energy, because, you know, respecting yourself and your time and your energy sometimes cannot be the most easiest task. Some people are not always as happy for your healing as you can be, because maybe they themselves liked when you were in a lower state, lower vibration, lower energy. Just because where they could meet you, not because like they enjoy you being not a great person. It's more just like where they can understand you. But that's also not your burden to carry, because they can also grow like you or choose to stay where they're at. It's just where life takes everybody. That's the important part of detachment, is not to try and bring everybody along with you, you know? Because your team, your peoples, will be able to carry their own. Isn't that right, zines? But yeah, you've got a whole energy of abundance coming forward to you. I mean, it's really already in your energy, but even more is like, I just want to say, like, honestly, being seen within you more than like being brought to you. It's being found within. You're really tapping and discovering it within, and it's about to start showing in the real world. You just got to keep that discipline and stay focused, especially on just being yourself, and whatever that means. But yeah, that's all I got for you. And I love that it's 3, 8, and then gang. Like, it was a consistent upward. So, like, that just gives me, like, from here on out, it may not always look consistently up, but energetically, your energy has got an overall average of consistent upwards. Because I'm not going to lie and be like, it's going to be great from here, because life never works like that. It's a up and down. It's a whole thing. It can be up, down, and then down, and then up, and then down. You know, it's all very different each person, and two, just fluctuates, because that's just a part of life. It's a part of the yin and yang aspect of it all, which I love that I low-key do see. I feel here a little bit in this card. And then just yin and yang with the pair, the girl and the guy working with spirit right there. So I just saw that there. And also a little bit with this one, with like this aspect of like, it looks like it's an angel kind of peering into the cosmos. It's like looking into a mirror. It's almost like, to me, it purely feels like looking out of like the lens of a black hole or something. But yeah, some kind of space portal something. But that is all I have for you with this message. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, afternoon, and have a blessed full moon. And if you feel so called, send some thanks and blessings out to the wolf and the energy of the wolf, since this is the full moon of the wolf. But yeah, thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the near future. Bye.